Jai Shri Ram, I'm Kripa Shankar here with you, and we are learning these words which will help you in the GRE test. And otherwise, also, if you want to improve your English, start using these words. Own them. Ranting, talking like a madman. Ranting and raving. The next word on top, belaboring. Belabor means to explain something to a ridiculous length. Explain too much. Belaboring someone on the same point. Bloviating, speaking in a pompous manner. మాటలు కోటలు దాటుతున్నాయి या बातें बड़ा चढ़ा के बोलना. Speaking using big words which are empty and simply wasting time. Anointing can mean coronating a person. That means Rama was anointed the king. Coronation. Anointing also is a religious ritual when a devotee is anointed with holy oil. He was anointed to the post of the president. You can use it that way also. Appoint to a high post. Plausible is the word on the right side. Believable, credible. Implausible means unbelievable. Inkling. To have an inkling of something. That means a hint. An inkling. Besieged. Besieged means surrounded and attacked or sort of harassed. A siege is actually when somebody's fort is surrounded and attacked, or when you are under siege, it means that you are harassed or you are hazed. H-A-Z-E. Haze also means to harass. So besieged by problems would mean that you are facing too many problems. You are sort of literally surrounded by them. Glib talker. Glib is a negative word, by the way. Glib talker means one who is smooth but superficial. A glib presentation is something that is smooth but superficial, does not have much information. Coarse means very rough, very unrefined. Genteel, well bred, but again it's a negative word. Very ladida, Ladida. Ladida means overly affected behavior, sort of behavior which is imitating the elite and overdoing all these courtesies. So genteel can be used positively, though it has a word which has a negative connotation. Onslaught. Onslaught means a violent attack. The onslaught. Obsequious. Let's go to the right. Obsequious means slavish, servile, like a slave, behaving without any self-respect. Lackeys. A lackey means a chamcha, a sycophant, a flunky, F-L-U-N-K-E-Y, a minion, M-I-N-I-O-N, a myrmidon, M-Y-R-M-I-D-O-N. All these words are commonly used. By the way, we tend to sometimes think that these words are so odd and unlikely to be used. No. Let me tell you one thing. When your vocabulary is poor, you tend not to notice words which are being used. And once you improve your vocabulary, you will come back and say, hey, these words are there in the newspaper, in the magazine, everywhere. So it's a very interesting phenomena. Begin to use them. And I'm not going to talk about words which are not really useful. I'm actually trying to fulfill three functions. Help the GRE student, the SAT student, and also those who want to improve their English. Because I strongly believe Hinduism is the only religion that can save this world from the misery that it is facing for the last 2000 years. And we Hindus have to develop a language, develop command over the English so that we can address the English audience, because I still have hope, especially the Americans. Because I notice that Americans are a people generally who have a thirst for knowledge and who are willing to listen and will appreciate rationality, which Hinduism has to the fullest extent. So this is our hope, and every Hindu should develop a command over English so that we can address these American audiences and teach them Bhagavad Gita and Sanatana Dharma. Obliging. Oblige means one who is willing to accept requests. A very obliging person. That means he is willing to accept any request. Disoblige means to reject the request. Obligation. Now most people are not aware what is the meaning of the word obligation. An obligation is a moral duty. If I take a favor from you, then I must return that. So I am under obligation. So obligation means a moral duty. Proffer means to put forward. to offer. A suffragist is a person who advocates extending voting rights to everyone, especially to women. And those who fight exclusively for women, the word is suffragette. 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 Yeah, the irony is America and these Christian nations who talk about their being very liberal and try to run down Hinduism as patriarchal. Well, when did the women in America get a right to vote? And after the 19th Amendment, that is in the year 1920. Whereas Hinduism is the only religion which has female deities, and the name of every divinity starts with their spouse. Like, for example, Sitaram, Parvati Parameshwar, Radha Krishna, and so on. So I am proud to be a Hindu, and let's learn these words for the task ahead of us. Jai Shri Ram.